All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the what is it? The championship recap.
Yeah.
The championship game recap. I'm just gonna go and pull up right quick the NFL just to make sure we got the proper scores and everything. Why is it taking so long to load? Okay, good shit, bro. All right, so basically we had the New England at Denver, 26-16. Denver.
Where do you see that?
Right here.
Oh.
All right, so that was.
Why are there so many games?
No,
the entire playoffs.
Yeah, it just shows everything. All right,
okay.
so this was the championship game.
Okay.
And AFC championship game in New England at Denver. The Patriots winning, obviously being the underdog. You know, for the first time. I don't know. I gotta check, but I think it's like the first time.
Really? I didn't know the Patriots were the underdog.
Yeah, but they
stayed under.
But it was rightfully so. And it was a lot of things taken from this game. Number one, like I just told you, what I just made you aware of, that Bill Belichick is accusing Wes Welker of intentionally taking out Talib's knee on that block. I never thought that I would hear him do something like that. And he also said that it's not my job to handle it. I'll let the league do it. So he's like trying to tell the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of fucked up.
Because he's Belichick and he has some pull.
Exactly. But the weird thing about it is, like you just said, he must have felt that it was his year because nobody thought the Patriots would even get there. And pretty much, you know, I showed you the interview.
They don't have any Gronk.
That's always going to prove the hurt.
Yeah.
And remember when I showed you the thing with Charles Woodson, where Charles Woodson said that Tom Brady owes him everything. His house, his woman.
Wife, yep.
Because listen, the Tuck rule, that was bullshit. That was a fumble. Charles Wood, that was a fucking fumble. And like I said, Tom Brady wouldn't be Tom Brady without that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And as much as people are going to say, you know, Charles Woodson's a hater, Tom Brady's a lucky motherfucker. If you just look at it, being drafted overall last, being able to come in for an injured QB and stay in, like everything just played out. He's a man that, I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback, but he was given every opportunity to be successful, and he had the perfect coach, and he took it.
Yes, he
now,
and
go ahead.
Like we were talking about before, they have something to prove now because of that whole Spygate thing. They have something to prove, and every year that Tom Brady gets older, it makes it harder and harder to prove that he deserves everything that he got. Because if you know what the defense is going to do, if you know what the plays are, you know how to audible out of whatever you're doing to match the defense.
So you finally understand what I was trying to tell you about what the play calling did and what they did.
Yes.
Okay. So who did you have in this game?
I wanted Peyton to win. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I had a reason for wanting both of them to win. I like Bill Belichick as a coach, and I would like him to come out of the umbrella of Spygate.
Okay.
And say, look, we're not spying. We still got to win. Shut the F up. So
okay.
that way he and that pretty boy can retire.
Which pretty boy? Tom Brady?
Tom Brady can retire and say, listen, F you guys. Everything is intact. Not like Lance Armstrong where you're getting everything. You know what I mean? Like everything is legit. You can't say nothing to them. But at the same time, as an older sibling, I'm mad that Eli got those 2 rings and Peyton only has 1.
Okay.
So I like Peyton winning another ring. So because if you're tired,
but you know what I'm mad about? I understand that with the older sibling thing, but I'm mad because Eli's a bum.
That too. He got the stupid dirt mustache on.
No, but you mad about his pedophile mustache. You mad about his pedophile mustache.
How did he even win those games?
No, he closed his eyes and throws the fucking ball.
Yo, just like freaking Flacco in that Super Bowl.
Flacco, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like,
but the bottom line is when they go, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish with the bottom line is what? Go ahead.
When they go to Thanksgiving dinner, you know Eli's coming in with 2 rings on. Because I would do that.
All right, but what I'm saying is,
every family function, it could be a barbecue in the backyard.
You know what's funny about
I will wear both rings.
What's funny about you saying that is that Eli Manning showed last year or this year, 2013, he's a fucking bum.
He's always been a bum.
I know, but what I'm saying is he's the luckiest. If he doesn't win those Super Bowls, he has to be benched right now. But because he's won those, they think they owe it to him.
Yes.
But he's playing horrible.
Horrible. And why not? I got 2 rings. I have millions of dollars. I don't need to do anything else for the rest of my life.
And Archie Manning is your father.
Exactly. My father's Archie Manning. My brothers. I have a loving family. All the support. I have 2 rings and all this money. He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. Once you get that 1 ring in football.
Yeah, football. It's so hard. Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to get a ring, kind of, sort of.
Well, so it's a technical sport, different sport.
Yeah. But football, because of how physical it is,
it's such a hard sport.
It's fewer games in each season. Like, if you have multiple rings, To me, if you have one ring in football, as soon as you get that ring, just retire on the top of your game, like some people have done.
Yeah.
But 2 rings, and you're the baby brother? Come on.
And you did it in New York, so he's forever loved and hated because he puts people through so much heart failure during the season, but then they always remember that plaxico pass and when he went and beat the undefeated Patriots.
Who was that? Tyree with the helmet.
Yeah, Tyree with the helmet. But he closed his eyes. Like this shit. Look,
he did.
Why are we talking about Eli? Listen, bottom line. Listen, Peyton. I'm very, very happy for Peyton. Number one, coming back from all those neck surgeries.
And people say he couldn't do it. Including me.
Well, I never said he couldn't do it. I just thought that he wouldn't last this long.
I thought that he would get another injury based on the craziness with his brother. And I'm thinking like maybe there's some kind of genetics. I never really understood exactly what he had done and what the injury was.
You gotta remember, big money will get you the right type of fusion.
You're
and they got the right fusion for his neck. But I gotta give John Elway and those guys in Denver a lot of credit because they put an offensive line around him that really protects him. Like Peyton Manning don't get sacked.
You know what? I respect Elway in a crazy way, man. That guy.
Why is that?
He is all about football. He seems like just a great manager, whatever his title is. He knows what you need in order to win.
And like I told you before, Jim Irsay from the fucking Colts owner, he's a bitch. Because if you would have gave Peyton a little defense back then, like I'm not gonna say that Bill Belichick didn't game plan well for Peyton and that he wouldn't have still throw those picks, but you wouldn't have given up all those scores the way they did. And you could see that because the Broncos don't really have a tougher defense. Their defense is not really that tough. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is their best corner. And their linebackers are okay. You know what I'm saying? Von Miller was out. But they got some decent guys up front. But they have a little bit of defense. And when you have a great quarterback and a little bit of defense, just think about Dan Marino. Dan Marino had no... Listen, he had no run game and no defense.
And that's my point. Like, when you're a Dan Marino and you put... Even when you're an Archie Manning and you put your life and soul into this and you're such a great player but you don't have that ring, it just... It
hurts.
That to me is just the ultimate pain.
It hurts. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference. Like, you know, like with certain things, like if you're doing it in real life and you can't get it, it's a deep pain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the difference between Dan Marino and Archie Manning is, and I'm guessing as a father, if I don't get it, but my sons with an S gets
I feel good.
I feel good.
I
have only 2 sons that go to the NFL, and both of them got a goddamn ring. I gotta feel good. I have to feel good.
That's a true parent, though.
That's a true parent
because you want your kids to do better than you in life. And like I said, even if and like I said, and I'm pretty sure exactly. And I was about to get to that. I'm pretty sure that probably both of them have already given him a ring. Like, yo, Dad, this is yours.
See, Eli can give him a ring and still have one.
I still have one. But Peyton better.
But Peyton's got to hold on to his ring.
Listen,
he can't.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
A ring yet.
Now look, listen. I'm gonna just look forward. Like I'm gonna finish this up as far as New England on their side. I got to give that coaching staff a lot of credit because honestly, Tom Brady didn't have a lot of weapons. Danny Amendola proved to be a bitch the whole season.
Yeah, because he's so worried about his wife and his reality show.
Who's that? Danny Amendola?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
He got a show on E with Kim Kardashian.
Wow. Okay, but listen. The bottom line is this. It didn't prove the best situation to get him and think you could drop Wes Welker. And this is like the first time. Like, Wes Welker has...
I could have told him that.
Wes Welker has dropped key passes.
Yes, he
has. But Wes Welker... I was looking at the stats. Yes, he made some key plays as well. Exactly. And Danny Amendola didn't do that at certain points. And he wasn't reliable when it came down to it. Damn it, Danny Amendola.
Wes Welker is that guy... Is the equivalent of that guy in basketball who has all those rings... And he doesn't have that many stats, but he always gets the clutch 3. Who was that? Who am I talking about?
Well, Steve Kerr did it with the Bulls.
No, not Steve Kerr.
Oh, Robert Horry?
Yes.
He has like 9 rings. Well, he just got 3
in front. Mad rings.
Yeah. But listen,
stats are kind of weak.
But I don't think Wes Welker got a ring. Because he's lost all the time because he's dropped key passes. So now is his chance right now. But I wanted to get back to that thing about Bill Belichick accusing him of taking Talib out. Now, look, I tweeted once Talib was at the game, it's Broncos. Broncos going to the Super Bowl. Because if you can't cover Denarius Thomas,
Talib Kweli,
yo, he shot his fucking sister's boyfriend in broad daylight. Listen, if you can't cover Denarius Thomas, it's pretty much you got other guys that are fast, whatever. But Denarius Thomas is 6'3" with a lot of speed. That's a lot of height. You got Decker, you got guys to get the ball to. So if you can't cover that one guy with that speed and that height, Talib is the only person that could probably get physical with him and shut him down. So once he was gone, I knew it was over. Did Wes Welker do it intentionally? I don't give a fuck. Because you know why? fuck the Patriots. Because you think everybody is dispensable. You get rid of me. You think he doesn't know how to play against these guys? He's practiced against them. He knows what the fuck is going on. Like, he's played with Talib. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, everybody's playing their hearts out. And this isn't a regular season game. This is for it all. So people are going to go out there and do whatever and hope that the ref doesn't see it, that the ref doesn't call it. But you know what? One thing that you told me is you stop the play. You do whatever it is, even if you have to get the flag, even if you have to get a personal foul and pay a penalty. You stop the play. I'm talking about, and that's in real life. That's what he had to do. That's what he had to do. Don't bitch and moan about it afterwards. Listen, I respect you, Bill Belichick. Don't do that.
No, but I'm saying this. I lost a lot of respect for him for saying that.
Exactly.
No, but I'm just being honest with you. Like, I don't even care for him anymore because now you got Spygate and you a bitch. So now listen, bro.
Yeah, like, I don't remember him ever going to
Never has he done that, but it hurts because when you think you have someone like Peyton, you think you got his mind, and then he comes out there and butt fucks you, it ruins everything now because now you're not that same genius. Now maybe age is getting to you. Now maybe your owner has to look at you. Maybe Bob Kraft got to say, you know what? Maybe it's time for a change. Yeah. Even though he's getting to the same point, he's not getting over the hump.
Yeah.
Even though he has those 3 rings. So I didn't really appreciate him saying that, and I was kind of disgusted with him saying that because, like I said, at the end of the day, I've always lived my life is that you can't have excuses. Like, you got to figure out a way to, like, get better and understand to take something from every loss. But saying that somebody did something blatantly, even if he did it, you got to give him kudos. Because how many guys are going to know exactly where to hit you to put you out? Like, it wasn't like it was a blatant play. Like, I watched it. It just looks like football. So, for you to say that he intentionally did it, you must have bad blood for him leaving the way he left because you thought that you didn't have to pay him. And he's about his family. He got to make money too, Bill.
Yes, he does.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, fuck you.
His wife got a shop.
Look what you did to Randy Moss. Randy Moss is a dickhead for saying, y'all got to feed my family. But you immediately cut him off of him saying that. You could have spoke to him first. Like, Bill Belichick, yeah, you've done things great, whatever like that. But you've also, like jumped the gun a little bit. Because if you give Randy Moss one more year, he probably, you know what I'm saying? And you talk to Randy Moss, like, look, if you do that again, you know what I'm saying? That's not the way we do business here. You don't just drop a guy like Randy Moss. That shit like that's going to come back to hurt you. And this right here is showing that he's starting to get a little weak. I'm going to tell you why when we get to San Francisco and why I respect Jim Harbaugh. But that's pretty much the game. Denver took care of business. New England, I have a lot of questions with Bill Belichick. But like I said, in all fairness to Tom Brady, he did not have a lot of weapons. And Denver had just much more than they did. Bottom line, next game.
San Francisco 17, Seattle Seahawks 23.
Okay, this game right here started off crazy. Russell Wilson fumbled the ball to start the game and all that shit like that. I'm gonna tell you something about the Seahawks though. And I know the guys watched the game, and it was a defensive battle. And these two teams are going to make football exciting for years to come. As long as the NFL doesn't keep on doing this bullshit about guys hitting each other, because these guys really hate each other. They're in the same division. It's the same shit. It'll be flag football within the next couple of years. But these two teams are going to make football what it's all about. Because they play football every game like it's their last. And a lot of teams don't do that. Seattle started off pretty, shitty.
Yeah, because you didn't think they were going to win.
I didn't. Once they were down 10-0 with San Francisco's defense, I'm like, yo, they should be able to hold this shit off. Because, look, they say that Seattle has the better defense. I really believe that San Francisco, with the lack of... Just San Francisco's lack of corners is what caused them to be the team that's below the Seahawks. Because their front seven, I believe, is the best in football. The best. Seattle has guys that are really good up front, but their secondary is beast.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman leads it. If Brown didn't do all that substance abuse with marijuana, and he was on the other side. Listen, guys don't even realize, if Brown was on the other side playing right now,
wouldn't even be a question.
Seattle, I wouldn't even be doing any polls for the Super Bowl. Because if you have Browner on Decker and Sherman on Denarius Thomas, listen, I feel bad to say it about Peyton Manning. He don't stand a chance. Because their defense are fast enough and strong enough to make plays with the running game. And no Sean Marino, listen to his name.
No Sean.
And that's what the problem is. But the bottom line about this game is what I took from it. The NFL needs to make every play reviewable.
Every play.
Because Bowman clearly recovered that fumble.
Out his fucking knee for that ball.
And they
don't get it. That
bullshit.
Hurt.
That's bullshit.
That hurt.
That was bullshit.
Literally and figuratively.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Pam Oliver, get that goddamn weave out your fucking head.
Oh my God.
You can't be going around looking like that. Listen. Black African American Negro women need to understand that they're naturally beautiful and they don't need blonde hair. I don't care if you do other stuff to your hair, but it's that whole shit about trying to be blonde. Why are you trying to be blonde like that? Yeah. You guys are naturally beautiful. Take advantage of your beauty. It goes back to Egypt and all the shit like that. Nefertiti, like, you guys are naturally beautiful. You don't need this blonde fucking hair.
Yeah.
And Plus your weave is all jacked up.
That's the real problem.
And your lips are chapped.
It don't even look natural.
And your lips chapped though.
She has to have some kind of money. Like, why can't you go to the hood and get Boom Quifa to come in and hook you up?
Wait a minute.
These Caucasian people.
You've ever met somebody named Boom Quifa?
Boom Quifa?
Have you ever met anybody named Boom Quifa?
Yeah, she lived
No, you don't. No.
Around the way.
Okay, look.
Bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Like she
Pam
like,
Oliver
how do you
needs
not
chapstick.
have somebody really doing your hair and your makeup and you looking like that on TV?
And then look, I'm gonna get right to this. Look, she does the post conference interview with Jim Harbaugh, right?
Trying to be all serious.
She like she's trying to win an Oscar.
Yeah, like come on,
bitch,
man.
I just lost. Why? So she's doing all that shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Breathing mad hard.
What's going on?
Yeah, like, listen, I would have slapped the shit out of her. But listen, I'm going to tell you why I respect Jim Harbaugh. Because I would have been very frustrated for a dumbass black Negro bitch in my face with a nasty-ass weave asking me how I feel. And he handled it with class. And I can respect him for that.
And see, that's why I like Sherman, because he didn't handle it with class. Like, I want to see more people be honest. You're playing football. The sport where maybe equivalent to hockey requires the most physical contact, the most testosterone.
Yes.
Emotions are going. You're trying to kill the person next to you.
Yes.
And then you get off of all that talk about, well, they played really well. And
And listen,
no!
And let me tell you
something. I want you to be like, yo, F them!
And then look at everybody.
Like Sherman.
The whole
year. I respected that so much. And the girl didn't know what to say. She
was scared as fuck. She was like, Erin Andrews about to take a shit. She's like, you about to rape me?
She's like, when?
Yo, she's like, about to get raped.
I'm a white woman. No, don't do that. Back to you.
Listen, the bottom line is this. Richard Sherman, what he did yesterday, was it commendable for the sport? Yes. But at the same time, no.
Why?
You know what it is? Like, it's like a street talk. It's like a street fight match in professional football. Like, look, I'm going to tell you how it's like a brand. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a businessman, I want to protect my brand to a certain type. Like, Crabtree, I can't say he's a mediocre receiver, but I understand the shit-talking part, and I understand what he did. Now, after he did that, when his testosterone was going or whatever, and he does it right at the post-game, like right as soon as they ask him, I understand that part. But then when you dress up and go back into the booth, and you're at the podium, and you've already...
I didn't see that part.
Okay, and you've taken your shower.
Yeah.
And you've done all that shit.
And you calm down.
Okay. Now it's time to just talk about the future and what if people try to to instigate it. Now it's time to be professional.
Time and a place.
Now it's time to be professional. That's my only problem because listen,
right.
When I'm amped up, you see me on the field like whenever I do whatever, when I wrestled whatever.
Yes.
When I'm amped, I'm crazy.
By the time you walk off the mat,
I'm good.
And you put your clothes back on, and
I'm
you
good.
Put your cleats off, and
yeah,
put your regular
or whatever,
on.
or take my wrestling shoes off.
Yeah,
I'm back to being me, and I'm like, yo, I'm ready to talk. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. If you ask me something right after, I'm gonna be amped like that. And I understand that part. Yeah. But you have to understand, as a man that went to Stanford and being a Stanford grad and having that higher education, you have to be able to know how to turn it off and on. And at that point, yeah, you did a lot for the game. At that point, it showed your emotion. But now after you've taken a shower, put your suit on, and done all that stuff, you can't continue with the bullshit at this point.
And that ultimately is what Sherman is lacking at this point.
What's that?
Is that to me is maturity. Knowing which face to put on at which time.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of young people don't know and don't have. And you do learn with experience. Some people learn it a little bit earlier than others. Some people have other people around them. I didn't see that interview.
I'll show it to you later. Yeah, I watched it earlier.
But yes, there's a time and a place for everything.
Listen.
And you have to know what that is. The same way a comedian doing stand-up can get away with saying something that a person reporting the news can't say.
So, yeah.
There's a time and a place.
That's all I'm saying.
And a venue for everything.
Did I like it? What he did at the post game and scaring Erin Andrews? Yeah. Absolutely.
And her reaction was priceless.
She was scared as fuck. What? She thought he was Jameis Winston. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Look, the bottom line is this: after you're done doing that, as a representative of the Afro-American culture, you have to show that we are multifaceted. That's what I'm saying. Like, look.
Exactly.
You can't just be streamlined and then be mad when somebody calls you a thug. Because they're going to look at you that way if you continue the same bullshit.
Exactly.
And listen.
And the reason why they call you a thug is because everyone can respect right at the end of the game.
Yes.
And you are the person that sends your team to the Super Bowl and you're amped up. everybody respect that, and
yes.
everybody was on your side.
Yes, but after that in the podium,
you calm down. Everybody's just talking, and then you still going on.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's what makes you a thug in the eyes of Caucasian America.
That's it, which is the majority. So
you have to understand.
He has to know when to stop.
You have to know.
He has to know when to stop. Listen, am I for the thug shit? Absolutely, when it's necessary. Like I said, look, you're talking to a guy that fucking most of my brothers are in jail right now. I understand that,
and that's one reason why I can respect you, because you can go into the barbershop and be who you have to be there, but then you can also go to work and be a completely different person there.
I went to the Supreme Court of New York City and spoke with the judge about a very serious case.
That was New York State.
What?
That was state Supreme Court.
It was state? Albany?
Yeah, that's the state.
Oh, that's what it is? So what did I just say?
You said New York City.
Oh, Albany's the state. Yeah, I went to the highest level.
Yeah.
I went to the highest level of New York State on a very serious charge. Mm-hmm. And everything was dropped with just me talking to the judge. Yeah. Because you have to know what to do and when to do it.
Exactly.
And all I'm saying is,
and Sherman, with his type of education, you would
should know that.
Should know that. You want people to know that you're educated.
Exactly.
I mean, first of all, you come off looking a certain way.
Yes.
And they say you can't judge a book by its cover, but everybody does. And that's a stupid saying. If I'm going to pick a doctor, mm-hmm. and I see one clean-cut, shaven person in a suit,
big
suit, whatever, and then I see somebody with visible tats,
little dick,
like a freaking earlobe expander, piercings in their eyebrow. I don't care if this person is saving a bunch of lives and stuff like that.
It's a perception.
I'm going to go with the person that looks like the best doctor. And guess what? They might not be.
That's true. That's a good point.
But that's just, we are visual creatures.
Yes.
So if you have locks in your hair, nothing against locks. However, they are associated with a certain thing in this country.
Yes.
Would it be nice to change that persona? Yes. But guess what? Your own people are not allowing that to take place.
Exactly.
So when Lil Wayne is running around with his locks,
skinny
and
jeans,
you have locks, what is going to happen? If you want people to respect you on that level, you have to make a decision. And that's the bottom line. That's with everyone. You have to make a decision.
And listen, I'm glad that you got that.
I was told before when I was in school for my career.
Yes.
When I was early on in school, I was going to lock my hair.
Oh, that would have been nasty.
And I was pulled to the side by a professor. And she said, if you have that hairstyle, you will never get a job.
Yes. I would have told you that too.
And I took it out.
Yeah, I would have told you that too.
You knew I was getting it done.
Oh, I did?
You paid for it, yes. You paid for me to get it done.
Oh, I didn't know. I probably wasn't paying attention to what you were doing. All right. Because I would have told you not to do it too, but go ahead.
Because at the time I was misinformed about natural hair.
Yeah.
She said, listen, the clientele is going to be old white people. That's what she said. Those are her exact words.
Yes.
Old white people.
Okay.
If they see you with your hair like that, they're not going to be comfortable around you.
Yes.
Therefore, employers will not hire you.
Yes. And that's the way it goes. And
so I had to make a decision.
And you did. And like I said, you made the right decision. You fucking got addicted to my cock. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The bottom line of this whole situation is this.
Before that happened.
Listen, the whole thing is this. Richard Sherman, I respect that you have emotions because I don't want you guys to be robots. At the time of immediately after.
Yeah, and I wish more people would say stuff like that.
But after,
at the time, immediately after.
Exactly. But after it's over, you owe yourself some self-respect to show that you are not what you're being depicted as. Exactly. And you showed yourself as a jackass. That's pretty much it. The bottom line is Seattle Broncos. Who you got?
Let me tell you. I think that the Broncos are going to plan for Sherman. I think Peyton's going to throw some picks, but ultimately, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. It's going to be here in New York. It's going to be ice cold. They're
predicting even weather in the 20s for February.
It's going to be cold. I feel sorry for the fans who are going to actually be there since it's an open dome, which is stupid to me.
Yes, but go ahead. You're a woman. You've been going on for mad long.
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay, I'm going to take the Seahawks, and pretty much during the game, I think that maybe
I'm making some buffalo wings. I'm making some tater skins. I'm making some jalapeno poppers. Huh?
What about brine chicken?
All right, I'm going to make some fried chicken now.
No, I don't want the buffalo wings. I want brine chicken.
I want buffalo wings.
So, okay, I guess you can make
both.
both.
So I'm making both.
All right, but
what else am I making? I'm making some vegetables, but they're probably gonna be deep fried too.
No, I'm not trying to die on Super Bowl. I don't need deep fried vegetables. Make my vegetables.
So I'm gonna make the steamed vegetables like normal.
Yeah, virgin olive oil, please. All right, but pretty much that's what you got here. Miss G Maya got the Broncos. I got the Seahawks. Definitely.
Some sorrow.
Definitely
some
check
carrot
out.
Juice.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm hungry now.
Definitely check our Twitter feeds out. I'm at GmiasWorld. She's at Miss G Maya. We'll be tweeting during the Super Bowl, getting our opinions out there. Hope you guys could join us to enjoy it. We could have like a little back and forth bullshit. So if you haven't been following Miss G Maya, I'm giving you the approval now to go ahead and do that. And yeah, definitely get that done. And I'm at GmiasWorld all day long. Definitely spread the word. Hope you guys enjoyed this championship recap. And I'll see you in a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. Spread the word. GmiasWorld. Yeah! All right, that was inappropriate. Should I stop it there?
Stop, why?
All right, go ahead.